Hey guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my least favorite to the most hated book I read in 2018. I have 10 books right here. They all range from lit fiction to adult to young adult to middle grade. And there's a classic in here. So I have 10 and a couple I'm going to be showing pictures because I don't own them. So the first one was my least favorite. I liked a little bit of it, and it was a book that we just got done reading, and that is Grump by Liesl Shirtliff. It's a fairy tale retelling of Grumpy and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I didn't really like it. I'm not a fairy tale person. I grew up watching Disney movies, but not Disney princesses. And when I did not like them. I don't like Disney princesses. I only like the modern ones. I like Mulan and Tiana. That's it. And I like the animal sidekicks in Tangled. But, yeah. And I like Dopey. But, yeah, I just didn't really like this. It's about a dwarf who's like millions of years old, and he has to live on rocks and dirt and mud, and he is allergic to underground. He can't go very far underground without getting all sick and headache, and but he really wants to go to the surface. He goes to the surface one day, and he befriends the queen, and just, yeah. I didn't really like it. This is Addie's book. It came in her June owl crate, and we're going to keep it because it's hers and because it's signed. So, they liked it. But I really want to read Red. I think I would like Red more than Grump, because Little Red Riding Hood is not really a princess type deal. The next book is A Sicilian Romance by Anne Ratcliffe. It was a Italian classic written in the 1800s, 1700s. I don't remember. It was a hard read. I could not get into it. It seemed like it was two different stories into one. It made you think it was a paranormal, but in fact it wasn't. And it was a whole bunch of religious aspects into it, and I'm not religious at all. I'm not comfortable talking about religious stuff, but yeah. I took it back to a little free library. If you're into Italian classics and Italian romance, then pick it up and read it. But otherwise, if you don't, I wouldn't bother. At the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. This was my first Neil Gaiman book that I read, and I could not follow it. It was confusing. I didn't know why some things were going the way they were. I just didn't enjoy it. Couldn't follow through with it. I originally gave it a 4 out of 5 because the paranormal type aspect intrigued me, but I may bump down my rating. I'm going to give Neil Gaiman another chance, but I'm going to listen to an audiobook. But I don't know which one to read next. So if you like Neil Gaiman and highly recommend it, comment down below which one I should listen to. Alright, coming in at number 7 on my list is Long Black Veil by Jennifer Finney Boylan. I got this from Blogging for Books when that was still a thing. They closed down in April, and I was upset about it. But this is about 6 friends who go ghost hunting in Eastern State Penitentiary in Pennsylvania. And one of the girls goes missing, and she's never found. And 35 years later, her body is found. And one of the boys that was in the group, he has turned his life around. He's become a whole new person. It's transgender. He's now a female with a husband and 2 loving stepchildren. The investigation pulls them all back into the trying to find this missing girl. She went missing on her wedding night. She was a British girl, and they blamed so and so, and then one person who had anger issues, and they're bringing him back, and it's just, yeah, I forget who actually killed the girl, but I didn't really enjoy it. It was the only reason I wanted to read it is because of Eastern State Penitentiary. I learned about Eastern State Penitentiary from an episode of Ghost Adventures, and after I got done reading this, me and my family watched that episode. Casey wanted to watch it, and Casey never wants to watch Ghost Adventures. I tired him out on it because I am addicted to Ghost Adventures. But that's the only reason I read this book, and I didn't really enjoy it. Because I may reread it one day with fresh eyes and try to forget the Eastern State Penitentiary part, because it's not mentioned as much as you think it would. It's only listed in the past parts briefly. But yeah, it's one of my least favorite. And it was kind of hard to read because of the text. It's all small, and the pages are Bible thin pages. So. Number 6 is The French Girl by Lexi Elliott. I read this back in May during the Buzzword Readathon that Books and Lala hosted for the word girl. Yeah, didn't really like it because it was very predictable from the very beginning. This group of friends go on vacation, go on holiday in the French countryside, and they're doing this Airbnb, and the house next door has this French girl. She's very beautiful. She wears bikinis all day and drinks and does drugs all night. A decade later, this girl, French girl that went missing the day of their departure to go back into their lives, the French girl goes missing. Can't find her. And it's all about jealousy and drugs and sex and cheating, and it's just, oh my god. Throughout this whole book, you're taking place in two main characters' house, drinking, or in a pub down the road with a third wheel, and it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, with text messages from this one other person that was in the group who the main character cannot stand, and the main character's ex-boyfriend from that trip, he comes back, and yeah, that's all it is to it. It's very predictable. Who killed her? Not my favorite. I wish I could get my time back that I read this book, because there's plenty of stories out there just like this one, and it was not original. It sucked, and I don't recommend it. The next one, y'all should know that it was going to make it on this list, and that is Dollhouse by the Kardashians. It's basically a written version of their TV show, how they hate each other, and how they love each other, and how they're jealous of each other, and how Courtney went to college and got pregnant with Kim's boyfriend. You can tell which one's Kim, which one's Chloe, and which one's Courtney. And how they used to own the little children's clothing store, and they turned that into a restaurant. It's just a novelization of the first few seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's not that original. It's not that great. I hated every second of it. But, yeah. Does anybody want to buy this? It'll be on my Depop, which will be linked down below. Coming in at number 4 is Before I Saw You. Okay, I have a love-hate relationship with this book. It's about this girl. She is grieving over her dead brother. Her dead little brother, who was a toddler. Her mom is a drug addict. She got hurt from work and she was prescribed painkillers and she got addicted. And so she became a junkie and a drug dealer. And she got pregnant and had a unplanned pregnancy. And so the sister, the main character, was stuck watching over her little brother. And she went over to the neighbor's house one night and was taking care of some animals because she loved wildlife. She loved taking care and recovering wildlife. And then she went back home one night and the baby had a bottle of Mountain Dew, a baby bottle of Mountain Dew with drugs in it, and he overdosed and ended up dying. And the mom went to jail. And when I read it in 2 days. You would think that I would like it if I did that. Okay. I read pretty much half of the book in one day. Okay. And I was addicted. I could not put it down. I thought it was going to be different. And then the next morning, I pick it back up, and it's just crying. And so predictable. You knew what was going to happen. I don't know what kind of switch flipped, but I was so disappointed. My expectations went very quickly. The next one is this book. Cover looks cool. I won this on a Goodreads giveaway, and it's called Propitiation. If y'all can read that, good for you. I can't. It's about this dude who's, I don't really know. He goes fucking crazy. And his dad is a preacher. I can't explain this book because I could barely understand it. But I'm going to keep it because I found out that the author, Dan Jones, he signed it. He signed it in the back. 2015. That's how long I've had this book on my TBR. And the pages. I don't know. I might sell it. See how much it's going for. And then half the price. For a signed edition. I don't know. But I can't tell you what this is about. I could tell you it takes place in a church. Fire, drugs, alcohol, crazy people. Second book on this list. I'm counting down from number 10 if you did not notice. But the second most hated book of the year was Went Through Deep Waters by Rochelle Decker. I almost DNF'd this book in the very first chapter. It's because the main character, Alice, she, right at the first few sentences are her stomach growled under her lightweight black summer dress, and she glanced at the gold watch that hung loosely from her bony wrist. 3:15. Only a couple hours till dinner. She thought of the Marc Jacobs hanging under its plastic sheeting in her closet. It hugged every inch of her slender frame and had been a stunning find. It was worth starving for. Okay, so it's a Hollywood woman who is married to this big shot. She starves herself to dress in these designer clothing and to fit in. Okay, that's the first thing that bothered me. Second is, she had a daughter. Okay, same age as one of mine. Okay, or I think it was a little younger. And the little girl is swimming. Okay, Mom is sitting out on her little decking recliner. She has a glass of red wine. The kid keeps asking her to watch. And so she's like, I'm listening, darling, I'm watching. And the whole time she's like looking at her gold watch and drinking her red wine. Not paying attention to her kid. So the little girl splashes in the pool, is having fun. And then she tells her mom that she wants to grow up to be a mermaid. This bitch of a mother automatically shuts her kid down. Like, there's no such thing as a mermaid. You can't be a mermaid. And then the phone inside the house starts ringing. And she tells her kid, be good, darling, keep playing. And walks into the house to answer the damn phone. She spends about 30 minutes on the phone. Goes back outside to check on her daughter because she's not making any noise. The mom finds her daughter face down in the pool, dead. This bitch, I hated it. I almost DNF'd it. And then the whole book, the rest of the book, you're meant to feel sorry for this mother because she's lost her kid. Her kid died. Bitch, that's your fault. She's getting a divorce because the husband no longer wants anything to do with her. She's eating. She's drinking more. And then she's not allowed to miss her grandmother because this woman, she's not allowed to miss her great-grandmother because this woman's mom is a total psychopath and was like, oh, your grandmother was a hippie in the 70s and took drugs and oh my god. I hated it. Don't read this book. It's pathetic. If y'all want it, it'll be on my Depop. I got one more rant for y'all. Are y'all ready? It's for my most hated book of 2018. And it was this one. It's got such a pretty cover, but the book sucks. It's awful. It's hideous. Hogarth? Your publishing company? Y'all need new editors and people who read manuscripts and toss the bad ones. Like this one should have been tossed. Okay? So, first chapter. Duncan Humphrey Rumpel V, heir to the Ripple fortune, the dying city's final prince, and everything but name. His grandsesters never bothered to pony up for a title. But Ripple's got princely looks anyhow, even tousled hair today in a hooded sweatshirt, pinking from a deep pore acne scrub. There's something around the eyes, too, long lash and dopey for a boy's. Something dreamy, destined, late capitalism's royalty, that was the name of the Tube series, Tube's a TV. Printed in bling at the start of each episode. So this little prince had his own reality TV show and it got canceled and he's whining about it. Hold on, I'm not done. The recappers thought it was all scripted, but no, Ripple played himself, enacting the most intimate details of his own life from ages 6 to 18. So this little fuck had a reality TV show for 12 years and it's gone to his head. It's a dystopian, apocalyptic. We never know. After that little bit, he is in a flying helicopter. Not a helicopter. He's in a automatic flying contraption. He's arranged to be married to a big heavyset girl like myself. I'm fat. I will own up to it. I don't care. He has a picture of her and he don't really like her. He's talking about her looks, how she can stand to skip a couple meals. And then he just starts jerking off to her photo. And then he crashes on a garbage island. Okay, so Empire Island, it's a big island. And then they dump all their trash, or they used to dump all their trash on a island not far. And there's a girl living on this island. He crashes, she takes care of him. She nurses him back to consciousness. and they automatically have sex. And she doesn't know anything, but she's not all up there. She's scared of everything. But he eventually gets rescued and takes her along with him. And the whole time, he's like, "You're my property. You have to do what I say. You belong to me now." Even though he's arranged to be married to this other girl, he's going to keep her on the side because he likes having sex. So they get back to his mansion with his parents. This little fucking man-child, he has a ball pit and a race car bed. And then his wife, his arranged soon-to-be wife, she has something going on where she has rows and rows of teeth. And every time she has one pulled out, another one grows back, and we never learned why. She has teeth growing inside her body, and it's killing her. And it's got a drug system, and it's got where the wasted non-desirables live. They live in this caged area that is guarded by policemen, and there's a drug ring going on inside of it, and nothing happens. There's 2 dragons flying above the city, and we don't know why. It never tells us. It gives us one sentence about them disappearing at the end of the book. Fucking hated this book. It is sexist. It's written by a woman, and this came out around the Me Too era. And I just don't understand how a woman could write the sexist, racist things and it be classified as a bestseller and get praise. Like, what? So this white woman must have very high privileged white men in her back pocket to get this kind of crap published. It's just awful. I hated this book. It'll be on my Depop. If y'all want it, y'all can have it. That is it for this ranty, long, least favorite to worst books of 2018 video. I hope you enjoyed my rants. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe. Comment down below. Would you read any of these books? Have you read any of these books? Please don't buy any of these books. These authors don't deserve your money. But other than that, I'll see you in my next video, which will be my favorites of 2018. Bye.